Hi there, this is Niki Rowland for UK Scrap Addicts, and this month our theme is journaling. So I wanted to tell my story by having a large title that was specific to my story, and I would like to also type my journaling directly onto my background of my layout using my We Are Memory Keepers typewriter. So I really love my typewriter. It's a new purchase for me. I haven't had it for very long. The biggest problem I find is that it won't take thick cardstock, and obviously it won't take embellishments. So if there's already embellishments on the layout, then it's not going to work. So that means I have to plan my journaling in advance and know which story I want to tell, and get that typed onto my background before I pile all of the rest of my layout onto it. So it just requires a bit of extra thinking and organisation, which isn't a problem. But sometimes it's not practical. In this case, because I've planned this layout and I know exactly what I want the layout to be about, the story I want to tell, I can do that with no problem. So I put my die cut background directly into my typewriter. I had to be very careful as I fed it through to make sure that the little bits didn't catch, and I've made sure that I've got nothing else onto the layout at the moment at all, so that the typewriter can cope with just the one layer of card. Okay, so that's my journaling all written, and now I can move on with the rest of my layout. So my plan is to backfill the three words, or the three phrases, on the background there, and put a coloured background behind the layout as well. I really love that green and blue triangular design that's in the Chamel Glitter Girl collection. Now this is a very boy layout, but the collection is Glitter Girl by Chamel, which is obviously a very girly layout, but it can definitely be made into a boy with some of the papers that are available. So I'm using the 12 by 12 sheet as my background, and I'm using three different patterns from the 6 by 6 paper pad to backfill the words on the background. As always, I'm using foam pads to raise up the backfilled part of the layout, just to give it some dimension, because that's what I love so much on my layouts. I'm making sure that all the tiny parts are supported by cutting up foam pads to make them a bit smaller, and make sure they're fully supported so that nothing sinks later on. My title, the middle word, was too long for the 6 by 6 paper, so I had to use two pieces of paper joined together, and the same for the high five part of the layout. That does need two pieces of the 6 by 6 paper pad, two strips, because it's way longer than 6 inches. So yeah, two pieces of that will cover the back of that. The patterns I chose to go behind the words were fairly solid colours, tone on tones type patterns, rather than heavily brightly patterned. What I'm doing now is just putting in the little extra bits that come out of the letters to give them slightly more definition. I use the words as a template and then put the other bits in, then remove the words. Okay, so that's the backfilling part of my layout done. I'm now going to put my layout together. So I've just taken the middle out of my layout, and of my background, sorry, and I'm now sticking the white cardstock background to the frame so that I have a nice coloured border around the edge. I'm using the gutted piece from the middle to mount my photo to give that a little bit of definition, because it needed a bit of colour around it. So that's a perfect way to bring in the outside border to the layout by mounting the photo on it, or including it at least in the photo stack. I've chosen another piece of paper that's the one that backfills the word cuddle, to go under it as well. So again, that all brings the layout together nicely. I'm now going through all the embellishments I have in the Glitter Girl collection, pulling out all the ones that will work with this layout. So I've got a washi sticker, the strip, and I've got two square washi stickers to the right of the photo, together with a tag which is from a sticker sheet, and I've put a speech bubble at the top, a camera to the left of Cuddle, and I'm just going through pulling out things that work with the layout. Colours in particular I'm looking at, because obviously bright pink won't work here, so I first of all start with colour, and then I just work out if I can fit them in and if I'm happy where everything is placed. So I just move things around a little bit until I'm happy. Tuck things in behind photos, behind other embellishments that's already there, to build up on my stack basically. I'm just continuing to fiddle around and get the embellishments stuck in place and finalised. And then to finish off, I'm going to add some flecks of watercolour paint. I really love the way this layout turned out. It's so lovely to start with the story rather than the photo or the products. So my story I wanted to tell was the way my little boy says goodbye to me whenever we part, and he always has to give me a kiss, a cuddle and a high five. And it's one of the things that we do every day, but I haven't got that documented anywhere, so it's so lovely to have that. And I've included the theme for this month being journaling. I've managed to get that into my title, as well as the journaling, the story as well. I'm really pleased with how this turned out, and so pleased that I got this story documented. Thank you so much for watching. That was Niki Rowland for UK Scrap Addicts.